Hey, okay, so I thought I was going to be scheduling this thing for like 5 minutes from now, but apparently we are live. So aloha and hello to everybody who might be here, and there's probably nobody because we just kind of Roger Ramjetted it and went live. So, hi, it's Juniper from Kitchen Table Media, and this is just our walk-in talk. Where we just kind of talk story as we're getting a little bit of exercise. We talk about almost, pretty much everything. Nothing is kind of off the table, really. We discuss some of the things going on at Kitchen Table Media, um, some of the stories that we will be covering for the day for our 5 and 5. So we are currently in Hawaii, and this area is in Honolulu, which is on the island of Oahu. So there are a lot of painted facades, as you'll kind of see. It's part of an art project that happens downtown in our area, because our area is a little bit more hipsterville, for lack of a better word. So hang on. So the video will be shaky for just a bit more as we kind of cross the street and get to the park. And then we'll be able to chat a bit, because then I won't have to worry about two doggies in traffic. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cross. Hopefully this car won't be nutsy cuckoo and jump out. That kind of happens here. It's cool. All right, we're almost there. And you can tell Wiggles is like stoked. We've got Wiggles and Lola riding shotgun. Okay, come on, girls. Okay. Oh, yep, I know. So the park that we're at here is called Mother Waldron Park. It's been here for quite a while in this community. It recently just received a facelift because there's been a big part to, there's been a big push to revitalize the area because it used to be more commercial, but more kind of commercial industrial, so to speak. So you had businesses that would either, detail your car or sell parts for your television, things like that. So they've been trying to revitalize the area, get more folks in, kind of do those building plans where on the bottom of the building it's commercial space or retail space, and then above is living space. And that's kind of like where we are at currently. So yeah, this is Mother Waldron Park, and those are the girls. Oh, got tangled. Sorry. Ooh. Okay, so what should we talk about? Well, other than Wiggles getting tangled again. Okay, let's untangle the doggies. All right, so let's see. Let's get you some prettiness. So yeah, there's a lot of artwork down here, which is really cool. It sure does beat, staring at a blank wall in a heavy industrial area. And that's that. All right. Whoa, happy Wiggles. So news that we're working on for today's 5 and 5. So one thing that we talked about yesterday, which I'm still debating whether or not we're going to cover it today. It is, sorry, it's probably really muffled. It keeps getting windy and weird. Hang on. Okay, there we go. That might help. Okay, so one thing that I'm thinking about covering, but not 100% sure, and I'll probably powwow with some of the KTM crew, is the Kaepernick story, right? We talked about that loosely on our walk and talk yesterday, right? Um, Colin Kaepernick is going to be a spokesman for the Just Do It campaign, but just a piece of that Just Do It campaign. And yeah, so it got a lot of people upset about it, right? Myself included, because the guy really wasn't that great of a quarterback, and I believe he made a move. Either he suffers from the socialist disease that is overtaking a lot of folks on the left, or whether or not he just is doing it for a publicity stunt. Because actually it's worked. If he's done it as a publicity stunt, and done it meaning kneeling during our national anthem, which is, I believe, thoroughly disrespectful. Sorry, sprinklers just went on. That's why I was giggling. I wasn't giggling at the disrespect of our national anthem. Okay, so that's kind of his claim to fame, right? Because he really wasn't that great of he wasn't really that great of an athlete, really, as a quarterback. His stats weren't that fabulous. So I believe it could just be part of a stunt, to keep his name relevant, and to, maybe curry favor with folks who reward that behavior. And it's kind of worked, right? Because he is now signed with Nike, and that's more money in his pocket. So anyway, I'm probably babbling right now. Sorry. Just trying to dry out. He wasn't a good player, and okay, sorry. Hey, Midnight Cherry, how's it going? Thanks for watching. So Midnight Cherry says, yeah, he wasn't that great of a player. Yep. And Nike has shady business practices. Bad combo. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Afternoon. Hey, good afternoon. Here in Atlanta. So hopefully that... Whoa, I just got doused. So, okay. You gotta laugh, really, right? Because, life just throws stuff at you. Sorry, I just got severely doused by a sprinkler. Okay. So yes, bad practices, Nike bad practices. Kaepernick, wow, kneeling, national anthem, thoroughly disrespectful. Sure, you can protest things. Absolutely. Camera is a little shaky. Getting sorted out, guys, I promise. So camera, yes, folks can protest, and I am all for, if you don't agree with something, sure, absolutely, keep it peaceful, protest all you want. Number one, but it's time and place, right? Time and place. Hey, Zach, how you going? I know, Midnight Cherry, right? Just got doused twice by the sprinklers. Part of me thinks that they're kind of punking me, but I know they're not. They're just doing their jobs. I saw them working earlier, didn't realize it was on the sprinkler system for the park. I thought it was, they've been doing some sewer line work to kind of accommodate some of the new buildings going up. So, yeah. Yeah, so tons of lulls. But hey, it's a hot day, so it was kind of nice. I think the dogs disliked it more than I did. And then, hey there, Zach. Hey, how's it going? Okay, so walk and talk. Just trying to, let's see. I'm trying to see my screen. It's covered with water. Okay, 30 seconds. Hang on. There we go. Whoa, hey, hi there. Whoa. Okay. Oh. I've got a doggy that continually pulls on stuff. Um, let's see. Flags should be all is respected, in my opinion. Absolutely. Just because of what it represents, right? Right? And all that people have given for our country. And I think when you kneel during the national anthem and or at a flag ceremony, it's thoroughly disrespectful. Thoroughly disrespectful for the folks who gave their all to allow us all of this, right? All of this freedom to be able to kind of complain about, our internet service, stuff like that, right? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so that's one of the stories that we're thinking about covering today. Yesterday I passed on it just because I was thinking, I'm just kind of tired of hearing about Kaepernick in the news, but it is rather interesting, right? That you've got this alliance happening. And then also there's another moderately financial aspect to it, and it's just the Nike stocks dropped slightly. And I say slightly because it really was, I think, only about 3 or 4% that stock value dropped. But if you do also look at a lot of other athletic wear or sports companies like Adidas, they also dropped as well. So it isn't necessarily a trend yet, so to speak, but it is rather interesting. So, that's news as well. But what was kind of interesting that I was seeing today is when I was looking at the stock prices, Under Armour is doing rather well. So, hey, that's great, Okay, so Zach said, very disrespectful. They wouldn't even have a chance to play a game yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They would not be able to do what they do had folks not sacrificed for their freedoms. And I think that that's what people forget. They kind of want to bite the hand that, so to speak, fed them, right? Did I say financial? I know a guy. Yeah. Hey, Spec, how's it going? Aloha. So, yeah, absolutely. I briefly mentioned financials, Spec. So, guys who are watching, Breaking Spectre is one of our teammates on Kitchen Table Media. He also has his own channel going as well. But he's kind of the financial dude. And sometimes when I have, big financial questions, because I'm a girl. Anyway, so I'll usually ask Spec and say, hey, am I kind of on the right track here? And then I'll usually ask Spec if my husband isn't around. So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, financials for stock prices for Adidas as well as Nike kind of dropped a bit, but that was kind of overall in those types of businesses, right? And so it's not necessarily indicative that Nike is starting to feel the backlash of the boycott movement. But, we'll see, right? It's only day one. It's not even, I think it's about 24 hours post whatever happened. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and whether that continues to play out. So that's, that's just one of the stories that I'm thinking about doing for the 5 and 5 today. The other really tremendous, big story today for 5 and 5 is the Kavanaugh hearings. So I don't know if anybody saw any of that action today. I briefly kind of took a quick peek before we came out today to start our walk. But basically it was a 3-ring circus. It's typical It's the typical Democrats that want to slow it down, and kind of, my husband says this all the time, pee on the wheels of progress, right? And because they don't like the guy, right? He's conservative. They don't necessarily want Kavanaugh approved to the Supreme Court. So the thing that folks are kind of upset about, and making a big issue over, are last night the Bush, the basic. Okay, so Kavanaugh has a really long record, right, working for the government. As a lawyer. He had worked under the Bush administration, and there would be Bush Jr. And so there was a request for some of those records, right? And so those records have to come out of national archives, and it was about 42,000 papers, like actual physical papers. Unsure the document count for that, but it was about 42,000 pieces of paper, and that kind of came in last night on a holiday, right before the hearings are expected to start. And Democrats are not happy about it. They are saying, we don't have enough time to review it, yada, 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 right? The same old, same old. But here's the interesting part, folks. The House committee has already received 415,000 pieces of paper regarding Kavanaugh and his record and all of the decisions that he's, had his hands on. Basically everything. So the Democrats are upset over like 10%, right? 10% of the documents that they received last night. So it's just, yeah, I don't understand it. I just really don't. But, that's the way of the of Democrats. But it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information to kind of plow through. But the thing is the portion that they're upset about, is what they received last night from Bush Jr.'s legal team. And in reality, those 42,000 documents are seriously, it's 10% of all of the documentation that the committee would have received or had received to review. So I think it was just a stalling tactic. And it seemed like a coordinated effort, really, because first you had Kamala Harris start in, and then you had a couple of other folks kind of put their 2 cents in, as like the moment Chuck Grassley started to open the hearing and do the opening statement. And they just immediately pounced on it. And also, the reason why I say concerted effort by the left is because we then had people in the gallery start to yell and shout and make a scene. I believe, last time I looked online, I believe Piper Parabo, she was arrested for disorderly conduct. And I believe so if you guys don't know who she is, Piper Parabo, she's an actress. I think her claim to fame was Coyote Ugly. That should tell you everything. No, that's not nice. I'm sorry. But but seriously, right? So she was protesting because the left is basically thinking that as soon as Kavanaugh is approved, he's going to tear down Roe v. Wade. Okay, and Zach says off topic. Way off topic. I know, but have you ever seen Dog the Bounty Hunter chasing meth heads around? That shouting makes me like. Yeah, exactly. I was also reading Cherry's comment too. That shouting makes us look like angry Europeans. Yeah, it does. So have I ever seen dog chasing meth heads around? No, I haven't. But when I did work in television, I did have the opportunity to meet him and his wife Beth. When I did meet them, which was maybe, holy moly, like maybe, what year is this? 2018. So I met them about 11 years ago, 11 or 12 years ago when I was working at the television station. And they were super nice. At the time when I had met them, they were really nice, very cordial, the whole nine yards. They were even super cool when I asked them for a signature for a friend. So yeah, anyway, so that's that. Yeah, totally off topic. But yeah, this does kind of, this area kind of does a little bit. Used to look like the area that dog would chase meth heads through. I think that's the big reason why the community has gathered together to try to revitalize it and get more shops in here and more people in here and yeah, because right, the more lights you have on and the more people you have out and about, the fewer chances or opportunities that folks have to engage in that kind of behavior, right? Anyway, so that's a couple of the stories that we're working on for 5 and 5 today. There was also, I haven't done a lot of research on it. It's one of those things of where I just kind of scanned my feed and it looked very, very interesting. Um, there was in Texas, there were a few more arrests regarding MS-13. I believe they had 5 open cases or something like that, and it involved a handful of MS-13 members. So that's great because at least now these folks, these law enforcement agencies now have some of their teeth back, right, to try and combat some of this action through what POTUS has enacted and allowed them to do. And I know not everybody is a fan of POTUS. I know I am, but I don't want to hit you over the head with that. Um, anyway, so yeah, so that's an interesting story as well. It's I believe out of Houston, Texas, is the quick presser that I kind of caught briefly with that. And also to our, thinking about covering in the 5 and 5, the tropical storm Gordon. He's in the Gulf right now, and it looks like, well, he's definitely going to hit land, right? But right now it looks like possibly, what is that, Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, as well as Arkansas. So I know with Zach and Cherry, yeah, we have some friends and some creators that live kind of around that area, and so we hope that Tropical Storm Gordon kind of peters out and does not cause a lot of flooding and or damage. And we hope everybody kind of stays safe with that. But that's about it, guys. I've been rambling for way too long. I am not quite the extemporaneous speaker as my husband is. So I'm trying to work on it. But we just wanted to share kind of what's going on today, what we're thinking about covering in the 5 and 5, and just to kind of give you an insight behind the scenes of KTM, because the whole thing with Kitchen Table Media is that we're real news by real people, right? Because we're tired of that canned garbage that the media, Mockingbird Media, gives us. We really want the truth, and we deserve the truth. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, folks, and thanks for watching. So it was perfect cigarette break for me. Oh man, Cherry's killing me. I gave up smoking like maybe 8 years ago, and yeah, sometimes it's hard. But anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And as promised, we're going to end with we've been staring at it for quite some time. A great piece of art or a fun piece of art from Powwow, Hawaii. And yeah, so have a great rest of your day and try to enjoy it. And a hui ho akuno until we all meet again. Take care.